Hi folks, Poor Uncle Joe here, once again with your Sunday afternoon story. Like everybody else, we've been struggling with the coronavirus that's been going around for a couple of months now. We're just trying to get through it. But I know a lot of my friends are really having trouble staying indoors, a lot of them with just their spouse 24/7, and frankly, they're driving each other a little crazy. So I don't know what's going to happen if this thing goes on for a few more months. I think we're going to have a lot of divorces this year. But be that as it may, I want to tell you a little story today about a couple of friends of mine that staying indoors, the cabin fever was really getting to them. So my friend said to his wife, why don't we take a little weekend getaway? Let's go someplace where we think most of the shops and things will still be open. Let's head up towards the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania. That's in the north central part of our state. And it's a secluded country area, a lot of trails and things like that you can do. Even if the restaurants and places are closed, you can still walk the trails, and it's very peaceful up there. So they decided to go. So they took the long ride up, and when they got there, only to find out that some of the restaurants were open, but for some reason, they weren't taking credit cards. I don't know if their internet went down or what happened, but they were taking only cash. So my friend said to his wife, we're going to have to stop at the bank and get some money out of our account. So into the bank they went. Well, the two of them are standing in line. There's only one teller. It's a little tiny town called Wellsboro. One town and one teller. So they're waiting their turn in line. And all of a sudden, there's a big crash behind them. And they turned around, they looked back, and here there was a bank robber, had just blasted through the door with his gun drawn. And he screams out, everybody on the floor, face down, nobody look at me. Nobody. So my friend and his wife, they both hit the floor, and they're laying there with their nose to the floor, along with everybody else, except for one young girl. I think it was the teller, and she was panicked. She didn't know what to do. She was just standing there. She didn't hit the floor. So he took his gun and he fired a shot right over her head, just missed her. He said, everybody on the floor, nobody look at me. If anybody looks at me, I'll shoot you. So there was a little bit of silence, and he's back there rummaging through the cashier's drawer, trying to get as much money as he could out of it. And then he comes back, and I think he's getting ready to leave, and all of a sudden he yells, did anybody look at me? Did anybody look? And my friend slowly raised his hand, and he said, I think my wife took a peek. Well, that's the end of my story today, folks. I hope it brought a little chuckle for you as you're trying to survive this coronavirus thing. And tune in again next Sunday afternoon for another Poor Uncle Joe's story.